Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So obviously we're in a different position. We're sitting down on the bed, and we're not using the back camera, we're using the front. So there's that, and we're not using the default. This is all old school. But I think it is appropriate to go back to this old school feel to the channel, given that it's an incredibly old school problem which I'm facing. So my channel's been patchy for the last like 6 months, maybe slightly less than that. Ever since I had my little rut where I went through a load of mental issues and personal issues and all this, I stopped uploading videos, I stopped wanting to record them, and if it wasn't for the drive to fucking live, I'd have probably stopped going out in general. But I have tried to keep it somewhat regular, bringing on videos which I believe that you guys will find interesting. However, that may change in the next few weeks, as I at current do not know what I'll be doing in the next few months. So on Monday I went into work, went to the casino, and I was handed a letter saying that due to my poor attitude and behaviour towards a customer, I have failed my probationary period at the casino. Now, what it means is I don't have a job anymore. I have no steady income at this point in time, and I do not know what I'm going to be doing. I am in the middle of looking for jobs. I have an interview coming up for it's temporary, it's event stuff, it's event hospitality. One good thing that has came out of being fired from the casino, I guess, is that it has allowed me to develop my multiple sections of the hospitality career, waiting, bar work, customer service and all this. So yeah, it's an odd feeling, to be completely honest with you. It's a feeling I've not actually experienced before, is being unemployed. Now, of course, I had that growing up all the way up until I started working at 18, but I never really saw that as unemployment, because I wasn't required to try and sustain myself. I didn't need money to live. I was living with my parents. They they were paying for the electrics, heating, food, water, all this, anything that I wanted. I had to work for it, but I had to work for it internally, within the house, not externally. I didn't actually have a job. So this this has hit me like a ton of fucking bricks, to be honest. As many people are aware, my mental state is not the steadiest. It never has been. It sure as hell will never will be steady. To the point where I, after being handed my letter and leaving the casino, I broke down in tears and just stared at the river in the pissing rain because I didn't know what I was meant to do. I didn't know whether or not to come back to the house or to begin to pack things up and phone my parents to buy me a plane ticket back to Scotland. I didn't know what to do. I physically almost broke down in the middle of fucking Bristol because I had no idea what I was doing. And to the point where I actually physically had to stop myself. I have I don't want to call it stockpiles, but I have a load of alcohol. I've got 2 cans from a 12-pack of Brooklyn Lager. I have 3 cans of Heineken from also a 12-pack. I've got a 4-pack of Strongbow, and I've got a bottle of Brothers Cider, and I had to physically stop myself from necking all of that because that is my automatic reaction to try and stop myself from feeling. The one thing that got me is, no, I've worked too hard to try and keep my weight down, and having a fucking alcohol binge of despair and sadness is not the way to go about it. So instead I just walked. I just kept walking. Went all the way up onto North Street, back around to where the Astor is, did that entire circuit, and just came back and lay down and just breathed. You know. So I have a job interview coming up. Hopefully I get that. If I don't, I'm just going to keep looking for jobs. But come January, if I don't have a job, then I am, unfortunately, I'm going to have to admit defeat and move back to Scotland. It's not something I want to do. It's not something I thought I'd actually have to. I guess these last 21 years I've been in a fucking sunshine-filled bubble, thinking that the world had to be fair to me, that I had to be able to have a job and have food, and be able to live, because the world had fucked me over in so many other ways. I guess I felt that I was entitled to it. But I'm not. I'm not entitled to jack shit. I have to work for it, which, in fairness, I have been trying. At one point in my life, I had 3 jobs, almost 4 jobs going at once. I was trying to get as much money in as I could. I was trying to fix my life, but I couldn't. And there's always the fallback of going back to McDonald's. But I'd rather not. I'd rather go home. My head bowed, my tail between my legs. As petty as that sounds, then go back to McDonald's, because McDonald's drains me. Being surrounded by something that I thoroughly, not hate, but really don't like, it drains me. And it's kind of where my mental breakdown happened, was because I didn't want to be there anymore, and I never wanted to be there again. So I guess the long and short of this video is that hopefully come January I will be in a stable job again, and all this will be behind us. But there is also the possibility that come January I'll be saying goodbye to Bristol, and some of the greatest people I've met. As cheesy as that sounds. The experiences that I've gained here, working with immersive events on the street, working with Hell in a Cell, Doug's events, and even the people I met at McDonald's, and the people that I've met at Gravity, and the people I met at the casino, my housemates. It's going to be hard for me, I'm not going to lie, because six months ago I put out a video saying goodbye to Elgin for the last time. I thought that would be the last time that I'd have to say that I live in Elgin. The best time I was there would just be visiting, but by the looks of it, it's not going to happen. By the looks of it, I'm going to have to start saying that yes, I live in Elgin again. if I was a competent YouTuber, I'd be cutting this up so it seems more sincere and it seems more heartfelt, but I don't want to rely on cheap gimmicks for that. I'm just hoping that what I've produced and what you guys are seeing is good enough. So I guess all that's left to say is I hope you guys. No, I hope you guys didn't enjoy this. Wasn't meant to be enjoyable. It's meant to be informative. So I hope you guys have been informed of the shitfest that is my life at the moment, and I hope that. Honestly, I hope this never lands on you. I hope that whatever you believe in, whatever God, Jesus, Muhammad, whatever, smiles upon you and actually keeps you in a position where you can live and not have to So I feel it does sound insensitive what I'm saying, because I'm making it sound like it's the worst thing that's ever happened, that oh no, I have to go back to my family home where I get everything paid for me and I get all the food and all the drink I want, blah blah blah, but that's not what I want. It's why I moved out. I don't like this idea of having to rely on someone else to keep me going. It's a bit long-winded and it is going to end abruptly, but I don't know how to end this.